What's going on, guys? Classic Joey Mac here. And we've had the game for almost a week now, and I figured it might be time for me to share my, opening observations of the game. And let me just, put this in a little bit. Opening observations of the game, what I like, what I don't like so far, characters that I like, characters that I don't like, how have I fared, stuff like that. I'm getting text messages in the middle of this, and it's just a friend of mine looking or wanting to know about Jill Valentine's footage that is leaked on Event Hub. So for those that don't know that, we'll start with Jill Valentine. If you feel like looking up her gameplay footage, it is available on eventhubs.com. Okay, so like I said, I've had the game now. This week I've had a sick wife. It's been my birthday. And I've had numerous other little things come up, so I haven't had as much time to play the game as possible. I have my statistics back here in case anyone cares. I've only been able to play 128 battles. I really have not gone online a whole lot. Like I said, I promised that I really... for me, this game's more than just online. I think we've eroded a lot of these fighting games to just going online and proving that we're the best. But there's much more to these games than that. At least there is to me. I went online once and I got my ass handed to me by Sentinel and MODOK working in tandem, spamming the hell out of me and keeping me zoned. So that's fine. I have played a lot on a decent amount on arcade. Like I said, 128 battles, 97 wins, 31 losses. I can already tell you probably 20 of those 31 were against Galactus this one night where I had a hell of a time with them, but as you learn, obviously, to how to fight Galactus and how to fight some of your opponents, I think we've all gotten better. After a week, I'm sure the opening day troubles and trials and tribulations are probably over. But the one thing I like about this game is you keep learning. Here I am, a week later, and there's still so much to learn. I mean, I've only been able to play a couple hours. My longest win streak is 64. Hyper combo wins only 20. Nothing spectacular here. I never pretended like I'm some type of elite god at the game. I think they're respectable statistics. A win rate of 75%. I think that's okay for now. For a couple of days of playing with it and just really trying to experiment. And I encourage you all, forget your statistics for the first couple weeks. Go out there and try to figure out who the hell these characters are in training mode, but also open up a little bit in arcade mode, and even if you want it online. Anyway, my opening observations are I'm very pleased, so far with a lot of things. Gameplay, I think, is amazing. I know there's been some criticism that the controls are a little bit too simplistic. I think it varies character to character still. I think you still need to know what the heck you're doing in order to truly dominate. You have to really incorporate air combos. I don't think it's essential to win the match, but I think it's essential to win early and not dig yourself a grave too far in. I will tell you that I think a lot of things are very balanced. Aside from a few criticisms I have, probably only Sentinel and Phoenix. I like to think that everyone really has some really balanced attacks and honestly it's very hard. I think it's harder to come back in this game. People are saying, well, if you're in a match and you're losing, it should be easier to come back because your character's better. There's not as much difference. That said, it's sometimes harder to get an advantage at times, I feel. And it all has to do with play style. In the end, my observations are only for me. And if you get something out of this, great. But like I said, I believe play style, controls, I think they're excellent. I think that graphics, absolutely amazing. I have the new Sharp television that I only got a few months ago, the 4 Quatrain, Aquos, whatever. And it's a great TV, and the graphics are just superb on this thing. And this game is it really comes through. So I think that's fantastic. I like a lot of the moves that they've put in. I really feel like they've really improved a lot of players from the past. So I think players like Wolverine and Chun-Li absolutely shine in this game, unlike number 2, where they really didn't. And I'd like to say that some of the additions that even I wouldn't say skeptical, but just didn't have much of a feeling on, people like Super Skrull. I think they're fantastic. That's me. I actually enjoy a lot more characters in this game than I thought I was going to. My main team, for all those that have emailed me over the past couple months, my main team has been finalized as Chun-Li, Morgan, and Amaterasu. I just love that combination. I really do. I would say alternates, Doom, Skrull, and Wolverine so far have been 3 other people that I've been playing with. Not on the same team, but just kind of interchanging with my main team. So I've had some great success with those 6 characters. Characters I was slightly disappointed with that I thought I was going to like, for my team I should say, not in general, just for my team. Zero and Storm I was going to try to incorporate, and Zero was kind of like, there was some times where I felt like I was completely dominant, and then there was other times where he just couldn't take enough damage for me to like, wasn't quick enough for me. Storm, she was okay at times. Still someone I'm fooling with, but probably not going to see her in my top 6 at this point in time. I have tried everyone, at least 3 times by this point, whether it's in training mode or arcade mode. I'm working on getting endings and stuff like that. And I'm sure there's people out there that have every ending and everything unlocked. And I already looked up people. There's people on the leaderboard that have like 700, online wins, or 700 wins combined or whatever. For all those, I'm just not that guy. I can't give you that kind of information on everything. And I've done my best to not spoil the endings for myself online. I'm trying to get them all myself. So I'm a married man, and I can't sit here and just play games 24 hours a day. I'm doing what I can. I'm just throwing out my first observations. Maybe in 2 weeks I'll give you a little bit more in-depth analysis of how I feel about the game. But as of right now, I'm very impressed with most things. My criticisms are, I'd like to see some more modes, but I'm not going to really say a whole lot about that right now, because that could be just something for DLC. And I think that could be a theme of some of my other criticisms. For instance, the stages they made are absolutely impressive, and we've all known that from seeing the leaks and footages and pictures before this. So, but I'd like to see some more stages in the future. Again, that's probably going to be downloadable content. So that's not really even a criticism. I would tell you that there are certain characters that I feel are slightly broken. And that's just, from what I can see, either playing as them or playing against them, or both. I know there's been a lot of people that really enjoy Jean, and I can see why you enjoy certain aspects of playing as Jean. She is fantastic when she turns into Dark Phoenix, and it really, there is something cool about having that much power. It's impressive. It really is impressive. However, maybe I'm just not as big of a risk taker. For one thing, I can tell you right now that one time with Super Skrull and another time with Chun-Li, I have beaten her without a special in 4 seconds or less. And this is in arcade mode, on hard. Not anything hard about it. I hate to say it. I would like to, Jean, I know the concept of what they're doing, of you're trying to take away her HP in order to give her this crazy power at the end. One, you have to save up 4 bars just for her to even get that way. That alone, just, you better have 2 punching bags as your first 2. You can never open up with Jean, and in this case, the arcade opened up with Jean, and literally I destroyed her. Like, I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, too. Remember the one time I just did some basic combination, and then I had Iron Man come out and do a Unibeam for the assist. I randomized my team that day, and I had Super Skrull, and she was dead. And I'm just like, what happened? And I've had several tune-ups with her in training mode, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm sure there are, just like anyone else, just like MODOK or anyone else, there are players that will master her and be phenomenal, but I'm not one of them. I just can't. I can't get into her. She's too much of a high risk, high reward character for me. I'm sorry. I just have major criticism of her health. I think they could have done it a little bit better. Instead of having, us use 5 bars, I would have rather seen her, just a normal special or something turn into Dark Phoenix for 10 seconds or something. I don't know. That's my criticism. I know there's people out there that love her, and I know why, so I don't want to hear, oh, Joe's just hating on Phoenix. I'm not. I understand why people do like her. I do think that you're going to have players like myself, that just can't get into her. It's just too much of a risk for us. Sentinel's another character I criticize. Anyone that's ever, seen my videos knows that I don't understand why he's even in the game. That said, I'm so beyond that, it's not even funny. I was actually hoping that they would do some good things with him, because I want every character in the game to be great. And as much as I think it's a waste of a slot from a comic standpoint, considering there's so many more relevant characters than him, that said, he's in the game. And quite frankly, he's a fantastic character in this game. I don't like the fact that they gave him the most health. He deals out insane amounts of damage. They've basically taken the best of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for his attributes and improved him in this game. I mean, he's not a player that I like to play as, because I kind of like the typical speedy characters, maybe Rushdown, somewhat at least capable of projectile. I mean, he, in some ways, I would never use the word cheap, because I don't like people that hide behind that word, but, just in playing against him, there's obviously ways to defeat him even quickly sometimes, but there is something about him that I just don't enjoy playing him in this game. He just seems like he has just more of an unfair advantage than most characters in this game. I think they've done a phenomenal job balancing the characters, and unlike 2, where you saw such a dramatic difference in characters, this one, because so many characters are balanced, you look at him and you're like, well, he's got a lot of things going for him that some other characters don't. So Jean and him, those are the 2 characters I really have a criticism of. Otherwise, most of them really are balanced. I mean, it's really a preference out there of what you want to do with your team. Never did I suspect that. I've always liked Chun-Li, and I've always liked Morgan, but after 2, I gave up on them, and never did I think that I'd have the dog on my team. But I like it. It's a great combination for me. I would love to hear everyone else's teams as well, if you could post them below. I really do enjoy talking about why I like my team, but I don't want that to dominate this video, especially when I only have like 2 minutes left. A major criticism I have of the game, and people can take this for what it is, I think the endings are kind of sad. Half of them don't make sense, and I'm a fool. I guess I expected more. I expected movies. I expected really nice endings for each character. Instead, we get literally 2 pages and a little bit of dialogue that, like I said, most of the time doesn't make sense. I guess, it's hard to say. I mean, sometimes you put these expectations up as if they've been working on this game for 11 years. They haven't. They've only been working on it for the last couple of years, and they have their thoughts about what they would like to do. And for me, I just think the endings are very weak. I have friends that have told me they expected as much, but maybe I just expected a little bit more on their part for that one. I don't know. Galactus as a boss he's a challenge at times. There are definitely ways to beat him, and it's almost the luck of the draw when you first start the level. And if you're going against Akuma or Dormammu or whoever you're going against, they can certainly present a little bit more challenging of a time if you get sucked into this really long battle with them. Obviously, Galactus becomes a heck of a lot more challenging. So, but those are really just my opening thoughts on the game. Like I said, gameplay fantastic. For the levels that they have are fantastic, and I believe that DLC will solve some of the things that people have criticized. They're already starting with costumes. There's going to be more stages, and please go on Unity. I'm not sure if it's over. Go on Unity now and vote for your favorite characters to be DLC. I already have, and yes, Jubilee was one of those votes. So please send me the hate mail about why she sucks. I thrive on it. Again, this is just opening remarks about the game, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, y'all.